It's so nice to have you with me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. This is episode number 240, My Turn. Have you ever been on a playground with a bunch of kids standing at the slide waiting their turn? And one kid, he shoves everybody else out of the way and he goes, "It's my turn, it's my turn." And he starts up there and it's not his turn at all. And he doesn't care who he hurt or who he pushed or who else has been waiting a long time. Yeah, we all know those kids, and they're obnoxious as all get out, and we want to slap them into next Tuesday. We don't appreciate the way they're acting. I know a person who has been married a long time, more than 50 years, and they feel like they've done all this work and they've taken care of everything and everybody, and they just took off. And they said, "Now it's my turn to live." Well, jumping up. I wonder what they've been doing for the last 50 years because they've had a really high powered job and they've made a lot of money and they've really gotten to do a lot of things. Oh, and their mate took care of their parents, not the one taking care of their own parents, but their spouse's parents, while their spouse had this high powered job and went all these places and traveled. And yet now they're going to leave the marriage and go, "It's my turn." When I was a kid, my mother looked at that time, 5 of us that were still in the house and said, "I'm really sick and tired of raising kids." And she hadn't been raising us for 5 years prior to that since she divorced my dad because she was getting high, she was getting drunk, she's running around with all these guys, she was doing whatever she pleased. But she's looking at us and telling us how she's sick of it and she's going to take off. Oh, and she did. And my next older sister, who's 7 years older than I am, she wouldn't stay because she wasn't going to do it. And so it all fell to me. And I'll never forget when my mom was older, she said, "You know what? It was my turn." Yeah, it's a lot like the kid on the playground shoving everybody else out of the way because by goodness, they're going to go down that slide. And they don't care who they hurt. They don't care who else has to wait. They just don't care about the results. They're going to take their turn. I want to say this to you. If you have children, until they are grown, you're going to have to wait your turn. There are certain things you will not be able to do because you have a family. Yes, you can abandon them, and people do it every day, and I know that, and I deal with the aftermath a lot. But it isn't a good idea. If you have children, it isn't your turn yet. You're just going to have to wait. If, in fact, you are married and you have a family, it is your turn. It is your turn to enjoy those people. It is your turn to work alongside of them. It is your turn to create a cooperative family unit. It is your turn to contribute what you can to all of those people's lives. It is your turn. It may not be your turn to go out and travel the world unimpeded, alone, trekking through the Himalayas for 2 years. It may not be your turn to go skydiving and spending scuba diving and parasailing and spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars while someone at home needs milk and shoes. That may not be your turn. You have to learn that you make choices and decisions, and they stop or absolutely eliminate for a time other choices. Let's go back to the playground. So you're on the swings and you're swinging and you're swinging. Other kids are waiting their turn. You're swinging and you're swinging and you're swinging. Now you really want to go on the slide and you really want to go on the monkey bars, but you're just kind of be obnoxious to the next kid who wants the swing. You're not going to let go of the swing. Well, as long as you are in the swing, you are not going down the slide and you are not going across the monkey bars. You can't do it. You can't do everything at the same time. You can only do what you are doing here and now. And so, why not devote all of your energy to here and now? In other words, enjoy the swing. Don't keep going, "Oh, I really want to be on the slide. I really want to be on the slide. And then I'm going to go to the monkey bar." No, just enjoy the swing. Where you are now, find a way to enjoy it. Live in it. Be in the moment. Be in the place. Be with the people where you are. And then guess what? After you get off, then it can be your turn to go down the slide. Although, what do you know? You might have to wait in line. You might actually have to wait your turn. That's something you really need to get nailed down. It doesn't mean you can't ever do it. It just means there might be some time before you can. Not only because of where you are right this minute, because it will take some time to get where you want to go next. Really get this straight. It is your turn. It's your turn to be a mom. It's your turn to be a dad. It's your turn to be a mate. It is your turn to live responsibly and productively in your family unit with joy. Someday, maybe it will be your turn to travel the world, to trek the Himalayas, to do all those other things. And maybe you can do some of them even in this context here. But you might have to wait. Might take a little bit of time before you get your turn. I just want you to think about this long and hard, because if you're the person always insisting, it's my time, it's my turn, there are other people you might be hurting as you're pushing them out of the way, insisting that it's your turn. I hope it really is your turn, and I hope you're enjoying this part of your life as a parent, because it's actually a blast. And I hope that you get to fulfill your other dreams too. Honestly, I'm not sad that so much of what I did after my sons were grown. And I waited for my turn. And when I did go to the Philippines, I took my children with me. I did not exclude them. So it's kind of like when we would go on the slide together, and I would put my one son behind me and put his legs around my waist. My other son would get behind his brother and put his legs all the way around both of us, and I would hold on to his little feet, and we would do a choo-choo train together down the slide. They did go down the slide alone, but they vastly preferred going down the slide in a choo-choo train. It isn't that you can't take your turn, it's that sometimes you do it together. My question is, are you the bully who's always pushing everyone out of the way to get your turn, even at the expense of others? Or are you willing to patiently wait for your turn and to enjoy the place where you are right now, even if you have other thoughts and other ideas about things that you would like to do? I hope I've given you some things to think about today. Have a great day. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.